For this video, we're going to look at Fiesta promotional items from 1940. These are relatively easy to find and they're rather fun to collect. When Fiesta was first introduced in 1936, there were 42 items in the assortment in 5 glazes. By January 1939, the number of items grew to 58, and there were 6 glazes. And this is a brochure. It's dated January 1st, 1939, and you see all the items that are in the assortment. So at this point in time, Fiesta is somewhat peaked. The sales begin to diminish in the same year. And in fact, Omaha Crockery, which was a rather large distributor of Fiesta, contacts the factory in August of 1939, and lets them know that their sales representatives were noticing the decreased orders of Fiesta. So what the factory does, they come up with the sales promotion of these dollar items. So we'll look at the items first, and then we're going to look at some advertising and how they were sold. First, we have the promotional casserole, which actually was previously made for Royal Metal. The base was in green, lid was in red, and the pie plate was picked up from Kitchen Craft. No marking. In fact, the base of the casserole is not marked either. There's the pie crust edging. And there's the red lid. Here's one in Fiesta Yellow, and then one in Fiesta Blue in its metal frame. Before moving on, we'll look at the Royal Metal casserole. Here's the Royal Chrome catalog from 1937, and we see 2 different frames for this. This is the open frame, and this is the closed frame. So these will be in solid color. So that is, it's a red lid and a red base, yellow lid, yellow base. But when it comes to this dollar promotion from 1940, they have mixed colors. So you will find solid colors, that is top and bottom in the same color, in green, red, yellow, blue. You may even find some Harlequin colors like Harlequin blue, which is pretty rare. The next piece is the French casserole. These are always marked in the mold. These were originally designed to have a foot. However, probably to keep the cost down so they could be sold for $1, they got rid of the foot. There are some ivory versions, experimentals with the foot that can be found. I think there may be 3 or 4 of them. One of them is at the Factory Museum in Knoll, West Virginia. These are not terribly hard to find. They generally go between $100 to $200. There's the stick handle. Sugar creamer tray set. Usually the color combination you will find is what you see here, with a blue tray, the yellow sugar, and the yellow creamer. Sometimes you'll find a turquoise tray, sometimes you'll find a red creamer. These were actually part of the reissue line in 1986. They're still made today. There's a little bit of variation, particularly with the lid of the sugar. The Fiesta juice set. Now this probably went the longest. It comes out part of the promotion in 1940. It's made all the way into the 1950s. You see the Fiesta colors here. It was also made in Jubilee colors, the pastel glazes. It was also made in rhythm colors. When the Fiesta Red was discontinued in 1943, they substituted Harlequin's Rose, which was in production at the time. So you will find juice sets in this color combination. The refrigerator stack set comes from Kitchen Craft. Should have a red lid for the promotion. You had all 4 colors, but for our purposes, we're just going to have the green lid since I don't have a red lid. These pieces are going to be marked with the Fiesta Kitchen Craft in the mold. The salad bowl, or what the Huxfords always called the unlisted salad bowl since it was never in the price list. Always found in yellow. You will find, there are a couple examples that are in dark blue, but you can expect to find these in yellow. And these were put with the spoon and fork from Kitchen Craft in Fiesta Red and Green. So this is your basic color combination for the salad set. So here's a write-up from China Glass and Lamps, 1940, and they're talking about some of the things that are going on at Homer Laughlin at the time. They talk about Piccadilly, theme, eggshell, Nautilus eggshell. And it says Fiesta ware, covered French casserole, 4-piece refrigerator sets, sugar, cream, and tray set, salad bowl with fork and spoon, casserole with pie plate, that's this one over here, chop plate with detachable metal holder. That's one thing I don't have to show. Those metal holders are hard to find, but it's the 13-inch Fiesta chop plate. Jumbo coffee cups and saucers in blue, pink, and yellow. All right, this is something that's odd that's mentioned in this announcement of these dollar promotions that nobody's ever been able to find, and we don't see them in the advertisements, so even though they're mentioned here, I strongly doubt they ever went into production. The mention of pink here somewhat implies pastel glazes, so they may be the Serenade glazes, but in any event, I don't think they went into production, but it is mentioned here in this trade reference. Couple advertisements showing that Royal Metal promotional casserole again in the open holders. So these come from 1937, and there it is in the closed holder. This shows all 7 promotions, and this is dated 1940, so we see the salad set, the sugar creamer tray set, the French casserole, the kitchen set. Interestingly, they show the Kitchen Craft casserole, and I kind of believe that they're just using a cut of a casserole, and that's the one they used. They should have been using a Royal Metal one. And then there's the chop plate with the handle, the stack set, and the Fiesta juice set. One thing I do want to point out here is that in this particular ad, they talk about the creamer of this sugar creamer tray set being in Fiesta Red. So there's an instance where you will see that Fiesta Red being used. It's not like it's an accident or anything, it's or experimental. It was intentional. So you can find those. And we'll skip ahead. Again, we see that Kitchen Craft casserole. But in this ad from 1940, we see the Royal Metal casserole. So that's it for today. Just a quick look at some of these pieces that were made to help boost the sales of Fiesta in 1940.